Alright, high scores. I want to add a high score system to our game. So let me see your HUD real quick. Alright, now currently our HUD has a score text and our lives. I want to add another element to our HUD. So we have our score text here, and then we have our lives here. We'll add another text, which will be our high score text. Let's drag our lives down a little bit. Then we will position our high score directly beneath our score. Let's see how that looks. We need to drag the lives just a little bit upwards. Then, oh, alright. Now, I'll try explaining it. It's actually much easier with code, but let me try to explain it with words. Let's say that our high score is 0 and our player has a score of 25. Then we want to make it so our player's score of 25 will be assigned as the high score of our game. So if I have to give another example, let's say that later on our player has a score of 50, but our high score is 25. Then we will set our high score to 50. Now, considering our high score text is in our HUD, we will work with our HUD manager script. Now, we want our high score system to work when our game is over, so obviously we're gonna do our job in our game over method. We're gonna create an if statement, and I will explain this after I wrote it. But we're gonna write first int playtime counter equals to player prefs get int high score 0. Now, you already know what this is. Our playtime counter variable is a float. So what we're doing right here is reverting it to int, converting it to int. But then here's something new, player prefs get int. Now, if I have to explain with an analogy, think of player prefs, the class, as Unity's little notebook that stores data and keeps it safe even if you stop the game. Now, the player prefs class is not meant for big complex data, but instead it's meant for small simple data like our high score data. Now, what we're saying to the system right here is look up what's written next to high score. Then, if nothing's written yet, just give it 0 as a default value. Now, going back to our logic, we want to make it so when our playtime counter is bigger than our high score player prefs data, then our playtime counter will be set as the player prefs high score data. So to do that, we'll use player prefs again, but this time we won't use getInt, but instead we'll use setInt high score and then playtime counter. But we also need to switch this back to int. There we go. Now Unity is gonna automatically set this when the game is over, but just to be safe, Let's save this manually by writing player prefs save. Oh, but also we need to display our high score in our HUD. So let's introduce our high score text to our script. Public text mesh pro, then high score text. Then we're gonna assign this. Then at start, we're gonna write high score text equals to player prefs get int score 0. Then we need this to be converted to string, so we write to string. Saving that. Let's go back to our editor to test this out. Right now our high score is just 0 because we haven't set it yet. Right now our high score should be 9. And there it is. Let's have a score that is higher than 9. 10. Alright. Now let's end the game again. And you can see that our high score changed once again. Now let's check if our high score still persists, if it's still saved after we pause our game, after we end our runtime. And there it is. It's that simple.